Monday of this week, I invited 8 of my colleagues to be briefed on an issue that we just found out about it from Deputy Director Dan Bongino. What we learned is very disturbing and outrageous. Political conduct by the Biden FBI. As most of you know, this year Senator Johnson and I made records public relating to our investigation of Arctic frost. Arctic frost was the FBI investigation that became Jack Smith's electoral case against then-citizen Trump. We've shown that partisan FBI agents and the Department of Justice prosecutors created and advanced that matter. And they did so in violation of FBI rules. We've shown the FBI expanded the investigation to almost 100 Republican groups and individuals, even including Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. And we've learned that Arctic frost included the targeting of at least 8 Republican senators, the same ones that I invited to that briefing. In 2023, Biden FBI sought and obtained cell phone tolling data about my colleagues' personal phones. We've been told the date range for that data was January 4th through January 7th, 2021. This is obviously an outrage, obviously an unconstitutional breach, and Attorney General Bondi and Director Patel need to hold accountable those that are involved in that serious breach and wrongdoing. And I am confident that those 2 officials will do just that. Now, based on the evidence to date, Arctic frost and related weaponizations by the federal law enforcement under Biden was arguably worse than the Nixon-Watergate scandal. I've also been informed that Arctic frost documents, like the ones targeting Republican, have been hidden in a prohibited access file. Now, let me tell you what I think prohibited access file is. It might be legitimate for national security. It might be legitimate for intellectual property. It may be legitimate for personal privacy of American citizens, but it should never be used what it was used for, to hide things from the public that would embarrass bureaucrats and government officials, and maybe even political officials. So, as I've made public through my oversight, when files are in a prohibited access file, they receive what the FBI calls a false negative search result on their database. So that means that if you ask for emails or some records of the FBI and they type it in, it doesn't show up, so then it doesn't exist. Clearly, this impedes responses to congressional oversight and court cases. It allows for misconduct. Because of whistleblowers informing me of this serious problem, the FBI is now reviewing these file types. and only because of that review, the document about targeting 8 Republican senators was located. Lastly, I started Arctic Frost investigation July 2022. Now, it has taken years to get records and to advance the investigation. Sometimes my oversight work's done quietly outside the public eye. But what the public is now seeing is the importance of congressional oversight, the importance of whistleblowers exposing government misconduct. My whistleblowers deserve great thanks for what they've helped to expose. We were all shocked and outraged by the unjustified fishing expedition Deputy Director Bongino informed us about. The FBI told us in our briefing that not a single one of my colleagues on the list was under investigation. So, the FBI did its dirty digging without legitimate predication. We expect Patel and Bongino shut this abuse down and do it immediately. And I want my colleagues and Iowans to know that I won't give up until I've followed all the facts and accountability is delivered for the American people.